tonight you're going to hear parts 1 through 3. The idea with this project, it's a commissioning series, so every year or 2 years I commission a new part, and the idea is the project will continue to grow until I'm physically incapable of doing any more, and it's a full feature-length performance. So part 1 came about when I was an undergraduate flute student at Oberlin Conservatory, and I was assigned to learn a flute solo by Debussy that every flutist learns at some point called Syrinx. You've probably maybe heard it before. And as I looked into the background of the piece, I learned that the piece was originally meant to tell the story of Syrinx and Pan. If you don't know that story, it goes that Syrinx was a beautiful chaste water nymph, and Pan was the god of sheep and shepherds and all things rustic. Pan very much loved the beautiful Syrinx, and so as the story goes, Pan chased Syrinx and she fled, and she reached the edge of a river. And at this river's edge, she realized she could run no further. So she appealed to her gods, and she said, "Please save me from Pan." And so they took that under consideration, and they turned her into the reeds by the river. Pan, upon reaching this same river's edge, realizing he'll never be reunited with his beautiful love, plucks up those reeds and fashions a musical instrument that we call a reed flute, or the panpipes. And you'll hear in part 1, you'll hear that lament. And as I learned about that story, I thought, what a shame that the beautiful music has been so far separated from a powerful story. And the story resonated with me as a 21st century woman to think that Syrinx's salvation is not a salvation at all. She's turned into an object that then becomes Pan's possession anyways. And I wanted to bring that parallel back to the story. So that's what part 1 is about. It's called Syrinx Today. And then after creating that part, I thought I could create brand new pieces that do the same thing and tell other stories of women from mythology whose stories are very often not told. And so I discovered this character that I had never heard of before called Canis. And Canis, as the story goes, was raped by Neptune. And in recompense for that was offered the granting of one wish by her gods. And she said to her gods, "The only thing I can think of, the only thing that I want, is to never be vulnerable and never be taken advantage of again." And the gods responded to that by turning her into a man. Yeah, it's a hell of a punchline. And so there was no way that I couldn't work with that story. I saw immediate parallels between that and 21st century rape culture, where women are told to take responsibility for their own protection. Women are told to talk in groups. Women are told to carry mace, to carry their keys between their fingers, to cross the street, to travel in packs, right? And I wanted to sort of bring to light the fact that we've been talking about the same things for when was Greek mythology written, right? It's ridiculous. And so part 2, Canis, features my own original poetry and music by my good friend Theo Chandler. And then part 3 that you'll hear today is called No Environment, No Entity. And it tells the story of Pandora and her infamous box. And, you know, originally when we hear that story in school, we think, oh, cool, Pandora has this box, and bad Pandora, she opened the box and that created all evil in the world. But I was thinking about how often women are given these gifts and then told not to use them. How women are told to be impossibly beautiful all the time, but never to reveal the cosmetic steps it takes to appear that way. Women are told to be caretakers and mothers, but not just a housewife, right? And we're asked to walk these impossible lines by society all the time. And so instead of writing original poetry for part 3, I actually wanted to silence myself. And so what I did was I underwent a 1-month-long research period where I carried around a notebook and I wrote down all the directives that I experienced through media for 30 days that told me what I was supposed to do with myself and my body, and especially the ones that directly contradicted each other, right? Lose 30 pounds by summer. Love your body just the way it is. Sometimes on the same magazine cover, right? And so instead of using my own language for that, I used these media directives. I imagine a lot of them were in fact written by men. And that's what you'll hear in part 3, which is written by my friend John Burnett. Part 4 is coming in September, and who knows how long it'll keep going after that. Part 4 will tell the story of Athena, and will relate Athena's infamous warrior uniform and her armor to Pantsuit Nation, and will celebrate the strength of women today. So without further ado, this is the Syrinx Project, parts 1 through 3. A reckoning force. Feel your remorse. Watch her wither. Now, naught but the reeds by the river. A nymph full of love, with tasks from above, she danced with a grin. Now, naught but a scale on the wind. long I search to be set free. I sought out other broken souls and heard of their abandoned goals. I climbed up hills of tragedy and saw through teary histories. Through my travels, I had learned all women are at some point burned. And when my wounds began to scar, I thought my peace could not be far. I thought that soon my pain would mend, and that my suffering would end. Alas, that is the woman's plight. That for herself she cannot fight. For peace and protection I yearned. And so, to my gods, I turned. I asked the gods to make me strong. And let me feel that I belong. They promised I would be secure and never used for man's pleasure. The gods devised my rescue plan, and so they turned me into a man. Thus, his beginning was my end. And only this would let me mend. Drop 10 pounds by summer. Get beach, body, legs. 25 things a professional woman should never wear. What your man really wants. What your man really wants. What your man really wants. 15 things every woman should do for her man.